myself, but during the time, don't you think you still follow? This is a political era. Like you can remember you something. If you want me to lie to the people of this country, then I will not do it. I'm telling you factual story about me. You didn't force me to tell you. I'm telling you something about me. I want the Liberian people to listen to it and be able to vote for me. Look, Jesus Christ himself said, only the criminal will be able to preach the Bible and understand it better. Okay? Why do you think Jesus made that remark? Because he knew there would be criminal in the world. Look, if I go to see chicken today, you put hanger on me. So if I read me in Bagan. Are you making this statement to get the vote of the young people who these days are called Jogos and Jokos? Or to maybe seek forgiveness? Let me tell you, I'm making this statement to identify myself and where I come from, the struggle I went through, so you can build your life from there as younger generation and know there is
an agreement. There are speculations that your political son, Jeremiah Cone, is the running mate. What can you say to Liberians ahead of the official announcement?
On the bed right now, but we are waiting for Friday, where the city will be locked up, and all the supporters in Monrovia City, Maserado County, all the supporters, the Yellow Boys, the Pepper Riders, all those whose salary have been downsized, that are suffering, the nurses, the doctors, the teachers who cannot get paid, the families of the 3 missing children, the family of the Girl Scout daughter, the family of Captain Lama, and all of those people in Liberia, in a peaceful democratic dispensation. All these mysterious things happen. Let them come out to join us and rescue one, NIMS, and rescue 2. That will be a big program in Nimba, Bonkate, and Lofa.
Any final message for Liberians listening to you?
My message to them is, if they feel that now is better than yesterday, and they want continuity of poverty, don't forget that the slogan or the platform of the
from homemaker to Nobel laureate, from leading a nation to impacting the world and generations. President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf was a change agent. She was already breaking barriers. She is a phenomenal example of transcending boundaries. My confidence was that I could be what I wanted. I could take a position in accordance with what I felt was the right thing to do, and to be prepared to suffer the consequences of that. When you look out and think about all these young people, especially young women, what do you advise them about finding their path? You can be whatever you want to be if you're willing to apply your time and to be able to have the vision, the energy, and the determination.
The nurses, the doctors, the teachers who cannot get paid, the families of the 3 missing children, the family of the Girl Scout daughter. Don't let it get all the bear. We're spending something, but we don't. It's on its own. We are going to support a young man, a vibrant character, a developmental. Thank you for listening, and God bless you.
Secretary for the plating team. Actually, I am the one that is forced to throw in the interior. I do not have a market dwelling. My market is an open place. So we
they bring her to go steal to remain in school. So the man wanted for you to go steal from the web post. Yeah. He said, I'm joining to go steal to the remain in school to get money to the so that we go take it from there. I said, my man, we buy for the same lecture. How can the police catch you now? The police do. Before the man called me back, I was on the 18th.
The same man now.
Yeah, the same man.
The same man who want for you to go steal.
Yeah, he called me on the 18th.
Yeah.
Now in the now about 8:30, the man called me. He said, "Oh, my man, I let you be there and call you by."
So after you go to work?
I go to work.
It's different working place. You come to the man.
Yeah, I'm from to my working area to Clarence to now go to the man.
To go steal now?
No, I'm not go steal. I go steal. I go to yeah.
How you question me?
The thing you want for me to explain for you to understand then you still questioning me, doubling the question how many talk clear now.
I bet it's sorry.
I see.
When they call you in there now.
When they make come in there,
Yeah.
he asked me, say, how many of you are working to the area? I say, we are three.
So the message is
Yeah. So he said, I want to tea to carry to the
you say what can you what?
tea. Have no tea.
Oh, no tea.
Yes.
For you to drink.
So bread.
So bread.
3 pieces of bread.
With egg inside.
We eat that my butter. So carry me to the minute, say carry to the minute. When you give it to the minute, then you come back to the car.
So the food make you now carry that to go confuse your friend.
Yeah. When I give it to the minute now, the minute say thank you. I say okay. The minute say, what are you doing now? I say, oh, I'm going to car. So one man can call me.
And the same way we do now.
Yeah, same there.
And they say one for you to go steal.
Yeah. So when I go to the man, he say clean the car. Then they are two now. We cheap. Then they are two.
Big Jibo.
Yeah.
That DG, for DG. Yeah. So when I train the car,
Air condition all inside.
no, Papa, you can't wait for me to spin now. I'll really hold on now. You can judge people.
I'm just asking you a question, sorry.
You can judge people that can here.
No, I'm a journalist. I'm taking sorry.
The way you talk in the question, say when I move from here, I'm free. Say when I move from here, I'm free. I'm not really say I want to again. Exactly. I wanted to mean who talk to you, but talk in the question. Hi, I'm looking. Hi, you looking. Hi, looking. Then you want post and now more word again. Why not be looking to the top? I'm not going to again. And said they call me to the office of OSP.
The thing is going to be the come to you say you carry the tea to the man. After you carry the tea to the man and you come now. So what next now?
For me, I will not there.
No.
Oh, yes, indeed. What a great day, an exciting moment, and of course, a very pleasing pleasure. It feels to be right back here behind these microphones to engage on the issues. To engage on the issues that matter to Liberia's growth and development. Today is Tuesday, the 11th day of March. So year three is gradually going down, and this is the third month of the year. In a week, 2.5, we'll be talking about the fourth month. What has Mr. Joseph Boaka got to show? It is almost 2 years down. Sometimes you don't have to see it completed, but you have to see the beginning. Like we are seeing, lot of publicity and hypes are being made around the chicken soup factory issue. You know, it is something that we personally advocated for long ago, and unfortunately, it is moving at a pace that's not so encouraging. But maybe somebody will say, "Oh, there's an effort to carry out some work there." So yes, we recognize that. But folks, a pleasant good morning to all of you, our friends, our followers. It's very good to be here this morning. Very good to be here. Just wherever you are under our voice this morning, A pleasant welcome to the Freedom Morning Rise on Freedom 87.9, the People Station. And this is exactly where we discuss the issues that matter to Liberia's growth and development, Monday to Friday, uncensored, without any fear nor favor. We'll confront those very sticky conversations, irrespective. We do not see the personalities, we see the issues, and we see the impacts on lives and humanity in Liberia. We do not consider your selfish desires. Neither are we bothered about what pleases you or not, because those of the things that are your pleasure are selfish or selfishly oriented. This is the platform for the people, and it is about the people. It's going to remain about the people. And so, folks, there are too many things to talk about this morning, as always. Lots of things happening in the country. Yes, indeed, this is exactly where you get the analysis of those issues, simplifying the complexities and complications in the news for your own use. That's why we are Freedom FM 87.9. This morning, top on our menu is a communication, a letter from the ECOWAS Parliament, rebuking, rejecting, denying, and disagreeing with the quote-unquote renegade majority bloc in the Liberia House of Representatives impasse, as they communicated to rescind the election of 3 of their members and replacing them. After a thorough review, the ECOWAS Parliament have rebuked, rejected, and denied, and reaffirmed the illegitimacy of Mr. Mr. Richie Nangbeku as anything that comes around leadership of the House of Representatives. A question to a decision by him is a clear question to his legitimacy. But folks, we're going to go into the communication, the details of that, and just all you need to know. As the Supreme Court awaits a very major decision to be made yesterday at the opening of the court's March terms of office, terms of court. The Chief Justice, we are told, deliver what is believed to be a farewell message, as you know it very well. Chief Justice is about to pack her book, bid farewell. But she's still faced with a very gigantic decision to make. In the wake of all of the confusion, the misinterpretation, the misunderstanding surrounding its ruling in the House of Representatives crisis. So we're going to look at that and intertwine that with the ECOWAS court, the ECOWAS Parliament's communication to Mr. Coon. And the crux of it is Coon's legitimacy. On the flip side of which, we'll look at other issues making news in Liberia, folks. Let's check what's up with the headline. Catholic bishops of Liberia reject government's public health policy. Has rejected the government's proposed public health bill, and on ground that these bishops of the Catholic Church has expressed strong concerns over the provisions or the bill's provisions, including the legalization of abortion, same-sex marriage, and euthanasia. So basically, folks, the other day we were here and we had conversation. We told you all of everything you're hearing about same-sex and gay business around the Methodist Church. The Bwaka government had a hand in it, and of course, they were knowledgeable of these things, and it is coming to light gradually. So you see, they have a bill that they are pushing that seems to give leeway for same-sex marriage in Liberia. This is not Abu Sharif making, but these are the facts. These are the issues that they are working on because of money. The government is cash-strapped. The government has demonstrated zero capacity for more than 1 year, over 15 months since assuming the presidency of the country, to attract any meaningful resources to Liberia. So now the cash cow is the LGBTQ community. Very recently, I also raised an alarm about the unprecedented usage of the rainbow color to celebrate the Monrovia Day. We felt that was also signaling, and people did not listen. But we will keep talking about these things so that society keeps on the heels. That is basically the course of the work we do. You don't have to like us necessarily. And if you choose to hate us, it's on you. But we are going to keep doing what we have to do to safeguard the society. But yes, it's important. So I'm going to read a verse of this one. This article is in the Front Page Africa newspaper. It's important. And it reads, the Catholic Bishops' Conference of Liberia, Kabikol, has rejected the government's proposed public health bill, expressing strong concerns over its provisions, including the legalization of abortion, same-sex marriage, and euthanasia. Folks, three cardinal bases for which, and all of which contradict the foundational cultural beliefs and tradition of Liberia. So as you are running behind the United Methodists and you are beating them with all of you have to be reading deep, you have to go down. This is what I always encourage my followers to do. You got to be detail oriented. You got to go beyond the surface and try to understand why is this subject and taking center stage and at this time. First of all, we are in a country and there are laws, there are provisions. It becomes the foremost priority and prerogative of the government to defend the society from these social encroachments. But why is it happening? Anyway, we won't talk about that. But this is Liberia. This is podcast Liberia, like some would say. But this is it. So you have to check it out. In the 2025 Latin Pastoral Message, the bishops led by Reverend Anthony Fala Bower, president of Kabiko, urged the government to reconsider the bill, which they believe undermines the sanctity of life and family values. So if you are an upright believer in the books, if you are a moralist, it is high time that you join the chorus. You join moral voices in speaking tough to the government, no matter what. This president, we were told, is very connected, knew a lot of people that upon becoming president, all of the NGOs and all of the international money who have come back here, but they did not tell us that they were going to bring LGBTQ money. This is sad. This is terrible. And the president must answer some questions about these things. For those of you that are very friendly with him, close to him, you can ask the president, why is he trying to bring uncultural thing in the country? Why is he doing that? Behind the scene lobby reportedly ongoing as the Supreme Court of Liberia is expected to rule in the Bill of Information filed by Speaker Funanti Kofa and allies. So the executive mansion is believed to be making frantic effort behind the scenes to renegotiate in the horse impasse. And we are told, like we said on yesterday, the president have given Mr. Richard Nangbekun some ultimatum, some say the 15th of this month or whatever. But we know the court is also supposed to be ruling. So any which way, I think they want to bargain power. But let's see how that plays out. All right, let's see how that plays out, and it is very, very important. So the course of our conversation this morning is going to look at the ECOWAS Parliament deniers of the request by these. You know, when you're in certain position, it is not good for you to be told that you should have known better. It is a gross insult, insubordination. I mean, any serious-minded person, a very organized person who wouldn't want their action to be, characterized or, referred to in such a demeaning manner. But again, this is Liberia, and of course, this is exactly what we have. So, folks, on other fronts, on yesterday, we saw former President George Manneh Weah flanked in the meeting with Europe's representatives in Liberia. So, Mr. George Weah has been engaged in some conversations. We cannot speak to the exigency of these conversations with our diplomatic friends because we are not at this point privy to the details of these conversations, but it's for your own information purposes to know that former President Weah is not sitting hands folded. He is continuously engaged with foreign friends and having dialogues and conversations about Liberia. I believe so strongly, the sustainability of our democracy. And you can have all of your issues with Weah. He has demonstrated time in, time out, even at the height of criticism. He has always shown undiluted interest in Liberia peace and stability. So you, for the most part, agree that at the cost of most of these engagement is Mr. Weah's concern for Liberia peace and stability and all of that, with the heightened breakdown in the rule of law, the violations that are happening here, the yonder, and all of these things are happening. So, but that is that. But just before that, he also met former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, and so. But these conversations are on, and so let's see. When they tell us what the conversations were about, we will let you know. But this is what we can say. This is what we can say on the periphery. So these are difficult moments. These are tough times in Monrovia, especially for you daily commuters. Moving from one end of Monrovia to the other has proven even more challenging. With the government latest ban on motorcyclists, and I see a lot of folks have justified that action by the fact that that's we gotta ask every last man we can something. So I don't get it. So it's about people who understand what civilization is. I think basically what an organized society is supposed to do is to set stringent rules and regulations and copy how these things are working in other places to minimize friction. But unfortunately, we have a party zealot at the Liberia National Police, so most of their decisions are informed by partisan sentiments. So yes, you can understand because there's a common belief among unity partisans and supporters of the ruling party that motorcyclists are quote-unquote seditious members of the opposition. So they believe strangulating them will be seem to the support base of the major political opposition to CDC. But let's see how that plays out. So I have come to share with you a solution to some of your transportation problem. For those of you who like to be in time, who like to enjoy the comfort and move around and do your things without minimum inconvenience for the most part. There is a Liberian. The reason I took interest in this because a lot of our folks who have always gotten opportunity to go out of this country to seek advanced education, they will go there, they will enjoy the people's society, they will read, they will come back, and they will bring back nothing, but only to come sit down back on CEO and be criticizing and talking loud. They come back with no solution, with no answer to some of Liberia's challenges. And I believe this innovation from a young enterprising Liberian academics is important to highlight so that you all can take cue from. You go there and so that all of you not be like ambula mame, just sit down and talk loud and carry conspiracy theories about people. You're committed in bringing other human beings down, but you, with all of your education and exposure, is doing nothing back home, that speaks to a little difference. Unlike people like Mame and their likes, a young man, Hassan Kenne, left here. He used to work with the Echo Bank. Left here, got a scholarship, went, got himself educated, came back, and decided that look, Liberia needs help, and we think we can replicate what we've seen there. And in the face of all of the transportation constraints, people want to move around. He has introduced a reliable transportation or transportation solution. And it's the NASA Ride. So NASA Ride is available for you. You won't move from Pinsville to Monrovia, from Monrovia to Congo Town, any part, or to the airport and all. You just have to take your phone and call NASA Ride. You can check them up on Facebook. The page is there, right? NASA Ride offers reliable car rental and delivery services designed for your convenience. And the most innovative aspect of what I see with NASA Ride is that, for example, you're living in Pinsville, and you guys are attending Stella Maris, for example, and you're 3 in number or 4 in number. The 4 of you can just come together, have a schedule with NASA Ride, right? And I think it will cost you $20 or so, right? You can put your little small thing together. You'll call NASA Ride. With convenient, NASA Ride will come and pick you up and drop you on your campus. Ease and calm, fully AC, and you're okay. So it's like a charter kind of thing. So while we're still talking about the motorcycle thing and all of that, so to help you with all this walking, a lot of people are walking here, there. So you're in the house and all of you can come in town. Instead of everybody struggling to be fighting for car and things, for you decide, okay, so let's deal with NASA Ride. NASA Ride come and pick us up every morning and take us to work and bring us home on an arrangement, but you can call them. And so find the page. You can book with ease, ride with comfort and trust NASA Ride for all your transportation need. So NASA Ride is available. The head office is on 3rd Street, sandwiched between the EPA and Carter Center office right there, where you have the wooden store. Right in the wooden store there, you can find NASA Ride for all of the details of how to go about your business with them. So yes, folks, these are among some of the issues we want to look at this morning. And so let's take a break with Crime Stopper Liberia. When we come back, we dive straight into our conversations. It's going to be very fiery this morning. I can promise you. It'll be very, very fiery. Last is up. This break, we'll be back.
It's about musical. There are crowds in many places. In every community, you can see. So if you see crime and boy, don't tell her in your hands for the right authority. Well, you can't take your love in. Crime stop right here for us. Bring your sector to your door. Whether you rich or you poor. If you see a you must talk it, let me you check. You work for your safety. If you see a don't keep it. You must pass a report. The people bringing shelter to your door. Stop it, cry and make it before them before. Stop Liberia, on the center to interior. Keep it hustle, let's stop it, crime for all of us. The people bringing shelter to your door. Stop it, cry and make it before them before. Stop Liberia, on the center to interior. Keep it hustle, let's stop it, crime for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Sion.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing shelter to your door. Stop it, cry and make it before them before. Stop Liberia, on the center to interior. Keep it hustle, let's stop it, crime for all of us. The people bringing shelter to your door. Stop it, cry and make it before them before. Stop Liberia, on the center to interior. Keep it hustle, let's stop it, crime for all of us.
No boyfriend, no worries. Do you want the professional to fix your car, or do you need an original spare parts for your vehicle? Well, worry no more. Macabre Garage and Spare Parts on the bypass, opposite Orange Head Office, is that place. At Macabre, we provide the following services: mechanical, technical work, computer diagnosis and scanning, key duplication and programming, air conditioning, alarm system, and battle wagon spray. We also sell genuine and generic spare parts for Range Rover, Mercedes-Benz, Suzuki, Chevrolet Tahoe, Nissan and Mazda, and most American cars. The good news is that Macabre has its garage in the Bronx, New York, the USA, where we have a huge stockpile of food-protected motor oil that is very good for your vehicle. Some of these oil, when used, can service your vehicle by itself for up to 4 to 6 months. We have gas treatment and fuel injector cleaner, original from the USA. We can get you any spare part for your car in Liberia from America in 4 working days, even if we are not the one working on your car. We also order spare parts for other garages in Liberia. We have a tow truck service. Get in touch with us. Just call 0778-324-567, 0778-320-366, or 0778-324-566. Macabre Garage and Spare Parts, Liberia's #1.
Oh, yes, indeed. Welcome back to the Freedom Morning Rise on Freedom 87.9. And that's Sekuba Bambido. Just thought to just bring that one up for you all. So, yes, back to the issues. And just before we make any progress, let's inform you that today is Tuesday. And of course, we are paying $4,000 to our winners. And very shortly, we will be calling some of our frequent players. It's important to give out money to those of you who are very committed and continues to play the cash giveaway. I know sometimes it can be increasingly challenging, and we understand that you have to take your regular winner bill, your winner drill, and all of that. So, but yes, that 1 year is instant. As soon as you play, you win, you get your B right on your phone. Star 799 hash. You select option number 11, and you're good to go. With that short code this morning, for just $100 Liberian dollars, you enter into the draw that will set you up to be one of our lucky winners this morning of the 4,000 Liberian dollars. So each of those that's going to win, as always, going to be walking away with $4,000. And we have several of them, up to 20 winner options available. So you want to be among those winners, right? At $4,000. You want to be among those winners. Just grab your phone, your mobile money phone. It has to be a Lone Star cell phone. Make sure you have at least $100 Liberian dollars or its equivalent. And that star 799 hash. You wait a few seconds and select among the options. You select option number 11, which is Freedom FM, and that brings you straight to Freedom FM. And then you wait a few more seconds. You select the currency that you would like to play, whether it's US or Liberian dollars. And then you wait a few more seconds and enter your 5-digit mobile money password to confirm the transaction. And it's a bingo. And so that's exactly what it is. So very shortly, we will begin calling our frequent players in the meantime. So it's 11 minutes after 8 o'clock already. At about 8:30, we will come right here. We'll come right here to call and do the draw for our winners from the draw. All right, let me try to get the frequent. I may try to get the frequent players for you. Yeah, we're making money, folks. Don't worry. Somebody say, it's not everything in life you can dignify. And I'm always going to tell you, you see, there are people in life who are genuine in whatever they do. So they really do not care much about, validation or what have you. Right? So, but there are others who believe that for them to be sure of what they're doing, everybody got to be calling their name, clapping for them, or singing praises. And some of us do not really actually believe in that because we are convinced by the genuineness of what we say and the authenticity of some of the things we do. So basically, we don't need to look out there for validation. Because in life, you know what is right, you know what is wrong. So for as long as you're doing the right thing, you basically do not need somebody to come and tell you, say, oh, thank you, or yes, oh yeah, you don't know. Absolutely, you don't need it. It's only when you're pretending to be doing the right thing, and then you believe, in order to be sure that you're doing the right thing, somebody needs to validate that. So you see the difference between us and them. And that's why when some of you are so small-minded and you're getting angry, so really don't give you attention, because we trust what we're doing, we trust what we're saying. There are several occasions, several times where we've been validated. We understand we are speaking the hard language, or the hard languages that really a lot of you do not feel comfortable with, because most of you are sycophants. So you want us to buy into your sycophancy, and we have refused and said, no, you know what? You can be sycophants for as long as you want to be. You can bootleg all of the politicians here who are good for nothing. You can bootleg them for your survival. You can write the most disparaging comments about what we do and call all kinds of names, but with times we get vindicated. And these are the moments where we are getting vindicated. When we have a society that promotes eroded characters, when you set a standard that people will have to be, when the society lowers the standard so much that it ignores and plays blind eye to genuine advocates, authentic advocacy, right? But rather focuses on trivialities, people who are very trivial, who they are proven records, right, of their corruptibility. You have it, but yet still, how do you call these people? You call them hero. And then if you come to people like us who are naturally, even the folks we lended professional support to, even the folks we lended professional support to cannot tell you that, oh, this is the price that we pay to Abu, for example. Absolutely not. So you see how people like us walk the streets of Monrovia feeling free, not feeling, indebted to anybody. I can walk Monrovia freely. I can talk freely. I can decide. So I speak my intuition. Unlike you are guided by the highest bidder. So yeah, so you see a lot of these flip-flop, and see so you see people like that. But yeah, you have to look at people's history. Every time I come here, I tell you, even when you're going to the election, you got to check people's history. You got to know who is this person, the different transitions that have happened in their life, and the reasons for which those transitions happen. These are the moral and critiques that you have to make of people before you call them leaders, before you look up to them. But unfortunately and sadly in our society now, we just look up to anybody, everybody, somebody who is a notable women abuser, and all got support based in Liberia. What does that say about the moral uprightness of the society? But yet still in some civilized conversations, somebody will come, and just beat about, we are a Christian nation, you are a Christian nation, but then you're there, somebody is insulting other people mother every day, but you call them hero. This is the same nation that calls himself. So there is something actually missing somewhere. But again, we just have to keep talking about these things and get them right until we can put these basic things right. We're always going to be in this cycle. Yes, but folks, so yes, let's come back. I believe, I may be right or wrong, but I believe we're in serious trouble. There is serious trouble hanging over our heads. For 1 year plus, the government has proven clearly incapable of attracting needed economic relief to Liberia, whether through investment attraction, whether through financial support, viable financial support. Just yesterday, I was listening to my friend Vandala Patrick was talking about the major referral health facility in district number 2 in Mangibi County that got fired, with patients being scattered and all of that. So that's a blow to the health sector in that part of the country. But we are sitting in Monrovia and thinking all is rosy. Every day, the challenges of our people are going through hell. Look at what's happening in the mining sector. The mining sector is being gradually sold out to foreigners, where Liberians are not going to have any substantive stake in their own country's natural blessings. The mining, the minerals under our ground is what God has blessed us with as a people. But unfortunately, those in power are mortgaging these natural endowments for cheap handout and kickbacks. And they're sitting there, but yet they speak like moralists, and you listen to them most. These are your oppressor, but you celebrate your oppressor. This is a terrible, psychological issue with Liberia. You see, then you vilify genuine people like us, and you celebrate. We are not taking penny from you. We are not taking penny from your country. But the folks who are stealing from you, who are stealing your future and your children's future, your health, your education, the people who are embezzling them every day, you defend them for peanuts. You defend them for scratch card. Your life is so poor, and to a point where you do not have the capacity to even reason enough to know where you have to stand and how you have to stand. You go home empty. You are begging people to help you out with your basic needs, but you come on the social media to defend criminal government officials. This is so contradictory. It's so ironic, extremely so. But again, these are some of the national entrapment that all of us will have to put our hands around to work on. So Liberia case is diet. So as the government has proven clearly that she cannot attract any economic relief so far, with Mr. Augustine Gafuan coming in as finance minister, after all of the movements under former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, leveraging the international appeals that Ellen had, the friendship, the connect, and of course, all of the donor funds and international goodwill that were trooping into Liberia, covering up for their limitations, and of course, and all that. Today, he has come to manage Liberia economy. He has come to manage investment. He has come to manage development. He has come to manage everything that there is about the economic emancipation struggle for Liberia. But we are all getting tired of waiting. For how long are we supposed to wait for this economic genius to proffer remedial solution to our economic quagmire? For how long? Where is the genius in Augustine Gafuan? Where is in policy action? There are still challenges everywhere. The markets are struggling. Prices are skyrocketing. There's no prudent economic intervention to relieving these things. The rate is still fluctuating here, there, yonder, uncertainty with the rate. The market is still left loose, but yet Gafuan is the finance minister, seems to have no clue on where to go. We are lost. So at this point, the government is prepared to settle for anything. And this Catholic people thing, I think it's important. It's on the front page. I'm going to read the entire article because this is about the core of our social and moral uprightness. The Catholic bishop at their conference has rejected the government's proposed public health bill, expressing strong concerns over its provisions, including the legalization of abortion, same-sex marriage, and euthanasia. So the government has a bill called it the public health bill. You all should try to research the public health bill and read it and see what the Catholic bishops are saying. Your government, your rescue government that you campaign in the reins for, is proposing a bill that will permit your boy child to wake up one morning and tell you and look in your face and say, Daddy, I think I want to get married. And say, oh yeah, you welcome the idea. And look you again in the face and tell you, I want to get married to John. Peter is telling you he wants to get married to John. The government says there's a bill that must pass to endorse that and give and allow that to happen in our society. Let's put the partisanship aside. Let's put the fact that you're a unity party. I know this. So this was not why you elected them. So if they're doing it, you have to stop the defense and challenge them so that this will stop. That this nonsense will not happen. We all were opening our mouth about the United Methodist people thing, and I was telling you, I said, look, you got to look on the other side. Something must be smelling from somewhere. In the 2025 Latin pastoral message, the bishops, led by Anthony Falaboa, president of Cabico, urged the government to reconsider the bill, which they believe undermines the sanctity of life and family values. If you are a God-believing Christian, and of course, if you are a Muslim, like we know it, these are not subjects that you will take lightly. Abortion, no. You are not supposed to take life. Abortion by any way, any means, right? It's unacceptable. I have zero tolerance for abortion. I have zero tolerance for redefining what life and marriage should be. I have no intellectual time for any kind of thwarted reasonings around these things or explanations. It must not be condoned. But this is where we are. The government that came to change and make Liberia prosper and grow our culture. So where is Balawa or Tafala Bawala, whoever he calls himself as cultural ambassador? So what does he contribute to national conversations around these cultural issues? How are you representing our culture? This is it. We emphatically reject this bill and its subsequent provisions. Cabico stated on March 5, citing concerns that the legislation threatens the right to life and challenges Liberia's moral and religious foundation. And I agree. The bishops reaffirmed the church stance on the sanctity of life, stating that human life must be protected from conception to natural death. They reiterated that this position aligns with the church teaching as inscribed in the Catechism of the Catholic Church and is grounded in the biblical commandment, thou shalt not kill. So abortion is equal to killing, and that's equal to sinning against God. So we must not be a society that makes a law permitting that for any kind of concocted, reasoning or whatever justification they might want to proffer. In addition, if you do not want to barefoot a child, do not make use of the part of your body that leads to that. If you know you don't want to, bring forth a child, remain you, right? And do not do. So that's all you have to do instead of killing another human being, and you do not know how that human being was made. In addition to opposing the public health bill, the bishop raised concerns about governance issues and the national budget. Most of the reverend talk about this and blah, blah. You talk about, so the guy bishop and says the way you're handling our budget very nice. But this is the cause of it, Liberian. So I'm going to take a few calls on this and then hear what Liberians think. What message can you give? This is the highest period at which we have heard conversations about same-sex marriage in Liberia. It has been heightened since Bouaka became president. It's like a floodgate has opened for LGBT issues in Liberia, and they are making rounds on all of the critical national stage and national conversations. So our cultural values are under attack. Our moral uprightness, our spirituality is under attack. And this is happening when a Baptist deacon is president. How do you feel about that? When you're speaking to this subject, you're speaking to them with an understanding of who you are, unless you are lost. But if you're not lost and you know who you are, because that's a basic fundamental question that all of us must have answers to before getting out in the public. You have to know who you are. It's very fundamental. 0776-104-104, 086-500-104 are the numbers to call. Gay right, abortion law. What do you think? Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Abu.
Good morning.
Yeah, quickly to the issue.
Mm-hmm.
No, there must be no attempt in government to go in any clandestine move against the Liberian people regarding gay rights issue. We far away from those just idea is one and able to go. So we don't want self God already bless the land in your phone our leader then suffer, or we don't want another one to add. Because God is strong, Sodom and Gomorrah, larger cities than the Moral or even more.
But the government already has a bill. It's in the process of making it a law. You know, so that's the beginning process. So what do you think we can do about that?
No, I say all Nigerians to move out. The same way whereby I keep component, for example, they took the lead to introduce something, and then we decide to discourage it. We should discourage it from the national legislature.
Okay. All right. We should discourage it. Let's hear more Liberian. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Bush.
Good morning.
Good morning to Itagona.
Mm-hmm.
It's Usman Polego Kaba calling from District 14. Yeah, you know, I was on the issue of the recent accident at the Boston Junction.
No. That's not what we were talking about. Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning to the both of you.
Who is this?
My name is Hussein.
Go ahead.
I call you from Chicago. Yeah, in relation to the first talking point. In fact, our cultural heritage does not permit gay rights. In fact, that will not surface in any part of this country. Man, you I think you were one of the key advocates for this gay right, like you, I think was former President Feli. At that time, they have too many money that was spread out to even penetrate that way, and unfortunately, it didn't materialize. So I think it don't work in our country.
Yeah, but it is a provision in the National Health Public Health Bill, and that's why the bishops are raising alarm.
Yes, you're right. So for me, I believe that those kind of things will not work in our society. It will not work. No matter the circumstances, I know there are people who try to make it with you, but it's not going to work. So I know the political side of it, but on a realistic point, I think will not work. Our cultural heritage does not call for that.
Okay, but the government you support us already is making effort to pass it into law. Hello, good morning.
Good morning to your name.
Good morning.
And let's be effectively clear this morning. This is not about politics.
Mm-hmm.
This is about essential threat of life by this. Don't have the sophistication to protect our family. You want to destroy our family, right? Can somebody please just test Uncle Boakai? Tell him he's playing with fire. No. When you talk about
are we going to wait until the bill passes before we say, oh, you're playing with fire? Wait, when you pass a law, you can't do anything about it, and that's why the bishops are raising the caveat.
Who's law? Who's going to pass that law? Will you be or where will you be the airport and the other guy from where you are in one point?
No. You know what they did? They put it within the public health law. So when it passes, you'll be thinking that public health law now passed, but inside that public health law now, that there the cover is for the people.
Tracking horse happy and Malcolm when they talk about Obamacare, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're thinking we got people who are start working with. God have brought those people deep outside. I tell you no lie, I'm from this fool. Anything to counter that kind of deviant culture, that's a deviant culture. It is not part of us. You can't force something that is not part of us to be a part of us.
Okay.
So we are going to resist. Resist. Not that my voice or my get voice. You hear the voice, another area. Anything to counter that with my life, with everything, will fight this.
All right. Thank you very much. Let's go to the diaspora and speak to some of our friends. Hello, good morning, Abraham. Let's begin with you.
Abu, salam alaikum, my dear brother.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi. Abraham, the most confusing part is the very folks that campaign and said that in fact this thing was a CDC people that are trying to do it are the ones that are trying to make it a law.
Thank God that the people seeing the truth. Thank God.
Oh, Emo, how you push it, man? Emo, Amos, moment two, what I want to do right now. Okay, let me see. Oh my God. So let me just hook the two guys up because this thing is serious. Hello, Amos.
Yeah, Abu, good morning. How you doing, bro?
Yeah, I'm good. Let's hear you.
Yeah, Abu, in the first place, is for us to reach at a point in our history to be discussing gay rights. It tells you that our leaders have failed our nation. America that introduced gay rights in the world is abolishing homosexuality. Why are we even talking about gay and lesbians at this time?
But you are looking for money. You are broke. You are looking for money. You are broke.
Okay, that's why I'm going now. It's all about money, power, and control. That's what it's all about. Okay, Abu, if we said it from the beginning, and I will keep saying it, if this generation don't resist the old generation, don't in the 60s, the 70s, okay, if we don't resist these people, we are heading for a failed generation. Okay?
Okay.
America, of all nations that got one of the world powerful currency, is abolishing gay, right, and lesbianism. Today in America, yeah, Abu, like before Donald Trump would come to power, you used to see gay all in the street. They're not hiding themselves. But today you cannot find it. Okay? And you find religious, community people, the Methodist Church, openly coming out in our society to preach about these things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? We have to resist these people.
Okay, we have to resist these people. That's Amos Morris. Abraham, you are back.
Yeah.
What is happening to Abraham's line? It's coming in and out. My man, I hope you got a good location now.
Yeah. I get a good location. Brother, the Liberian people have to see the truth. They said the previous government had passed the law.
Okay, something is not right. So let's take more calls locally. Let's take you. Hello, good morning.
How is it, Papa?
I'm fine, Sisi.
Bless God for life. This is Freedom Sunday this morning.
Mm-hmm.
And thanks for praying for the country also. This is Sisi calling from Clarence and the General Hospital. So I want to say to women through black. Our country, we beg his trouble. When he will his money, all over the he said he has contact in this country, all over the world. People knew him. Because we have nobody in this country. You are meeting cars, hard. So just to see Joe Biden will pass get right in our country, we will stand up to him. He will therefore the police also will stand up to him.
About how you always stand on the thing that law been so how you come in stand on?
Before you go back to the capital building, we call him our law nation. We say no to get right our children in the country. We begging them what they want, they don't get. They make all our money for them and give $100 US. Only men looking $100. You know what money they want for them to get? What kind of money they're looking for is the only money they're making is out there. And nothing they're doing for us. Outside here, with our suffering. They want to buy a get right. And we're telling our law nation.
They're looking for money, they won't bring the yellow machine and the buses.
Yeah. If don't forget about our children's rights. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And so let's take 2-3 more calls on the subject, and then we can go to our conversation here. Let's hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. I'm David calling from the Ukekota community.
Go ahead, David.
Yes, thank you for the topic this morning. You know, one thing, let me say, our constitution forbids that, and also our culture as a nation forbids that. So now, I hear you saying that the government, it is a bill that they want to pass. They are already there. They are looking for means to pass it into law. Let me tell you that for clear. That is a lie. That is not true. And one thing, such be a truth. Why should the center call this or Bishop Choir to the house to get some clarity whether if this guy want to be, it is a truth that he found it. And the bishop said that, I mean, the heart of Senate said that if it be true, it will notice the fact.
Hello, my friend, have you read the proposed public health bill?
You can?
Have you read the proposed public health bill?
Yeah.
You've read that bill?
No, I have not read it.
All right, get up from here, my man. Go read it and come back. So, okay, let's take one more call. Hello, good morning. I'm fine. Let's hear you.
Yeah, I would thank you for the platform this morning. My name is Ewe Rodelius Ewe, and I join you from my Commonwealth resident this morning. I would thank you for the platform this morning. I listened to all of your talking points this morning. I'm grateful this morning. You see, like almost everyone has been saying, our society and our culture doesn't call for same-sex marriage or homosexuality. So, it is there on the river, and show Abu, we are going to stand out as citizens of this country. It forces us to besiege the capital city. We will die in more. We use all of the tear gas. It will. If Israel will come out, I don't think that they will also want to tolerate because they have their children that somebody has spent a lot of money on to have a good care of them. So they will not want to damage the future of their children. So that is there on the rival. And you can say about what the debate is never going to work in Liberia. Homosexuality is not going to work.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, so it is the citizens' position versus what the government is attempting to do, and so we're going to follow. So we'll find time to read the bill and the necessary provisions. You know, there are a lot of you out there that always have this party sentiment, and you think everything that party. That how you be doing party thing, you will sell your mind, your power. You'll be saying, you say, oh yeah, you need a party, will sell your mind, your power. You say, oh yeah, well, you need a party, will support you. And this is the most stupid, partisanship. We see partisan, who told you to be partisan? You can't reason. And you all you to criticize sedition. You say, oh, seditions, they can't. But you are demonstrating fanaticism even way more than seditions. You are being extremist in your thoughts, your thinking, your considerations. There is no, any kind of refineness in the way you deal with national discourse. You are still sounding like extremists, fanatics, and people planting cardboard. You're passing around, and sit down, you put your arm up. You disturb the people with your bad manners. And so We're not going to mind all of you out there. These good for nothing Unity Party fanatics. As if to say all of these are not important. The country continues to experience a lot of embarrassment on different fronts. So let me read for us the communication from the ECOWAS Parliament. But the background to this is, amid all of the crises that were happening at the House of Representatives, with the leadership issue, with I'm just going to summarize, with the Samuel Coolgarden rebel group, hijacking power and seizing power onto themselves, and with Mr. Boakai and his executive officials endorsing and working and doing business with Mr. Koga in flagrant violation of all of the law that there are, right? And all of those. So, in a way to consolidate power in the limited understanding of elements, like imagine to have James is my good friend and no matter what, but when it comes to national conversations, he has his own firm conviction, just as I do, and all of us in the network has. So it's important that we all must hold strong views and positions about Liberia's future, and it must not be compromised by friendship and family relations or whatever. No. We can challenge and counter argue our positions for the betterment of our country. So my good friend James is one of the lead, the lead voices in this whole unorthodox power grab at the House of Representatives that we witness, and we'll continue to see the ramifications, the very dire ramifications on our national governance, the embarrassment that it has caused the country locally and internationally with our government, and of course our country being shown all kinds of disdain and dishonor, both locally. You saw what happened with you saw what happened when the Sierra Leone president snubbed the quote-unquote regime sponsor, regime facilitated renegade speaker in Kun at a national event. That was a slap. That was a dishonor. That was questioning the sovereignty of our country for another head of state to come and challenge. That means there is a fundamental problem. The state is operating in ways that it is undermining, and when I say the state, I mean the government. It's operating in ways that it is undermining the fabric. It is undermining these principles and value that makes us Liberia. And all of you are not seeing it because you'll be clouded with partisan sentiment. and you understand? You see yourself more as a Unity Party man than a Liberian citizen. And this is quite disingenuous to yourself and your children. You're having children. And some of you don't care. You're just blind. Some of you are over 40 years. You're still fanatic. You're 40 years and plus. You're still fanatical. At that point, right? Real man life begins at 40. You start to drop all of those exuberance and all of the. You start to make sound decisions. You start to contribute to community building. You start to contribute, and then you're considered. But sadly, in life, bro, some of the most dumb people are the people above 40. When you listen to them, when they open their mouth, you listen to it. When they open their mouth, you listen. Oh my God! And this is some of Liberia's problem. And a lot of you don't like to talk about it, but me, I'll talk about it. But trust me, those people we call elders, the reasoning are so very backward and terrible for the country. It's not adding up. And maybe we need to tell them, then they will start to understand themselves better. Because you know what? The silly and compromised decisions that they take and they pass around, they say, oh, they're elders, they're elders, and they're making stupid decisions that's hurting the country, and all of us are here suffering the pinch. And this is where we are. So now, James Colette, for the family, young guys with enormous limitations, are the one leading the charge to mislead the nation. And unfortunately, due to the callous nature of how governance is handled in the country, the executive, the president is made to work in line with these violations. Break the law, it gets spoken about, nobody hears it, everybody provide partisan defense, say, oh yeah, we want our own speaker. That is a clear cut embarrassment to the letter, spirit, and intent of the laws, the constitution of the country. All along when we were in school coming up, we were told about the separation of power, the balance in power theory, and its significance in good governance, and how it helps cements and ensure that democracy delivers for the true people. Democracy is not built for the oligarchy. No, it's built for the masses, for the people. And that's why there is a check and balance to make sure that the decisions are affecting and, of course, transforming the people's life. Because if you don't do, the other person is looking on you. But when all of these things break down, then we're not running democracy. And that's why some people say Mr. Boubacar is leading a dictatorship in Liberia. You don't have to agree, but this is exactly because when there is an absence of, when the rule of law is being subjected to the whims and caprice of a demagogue, then that is dictatorial. And this is exactly what we are seeing and witnessing in the case of the legal Hulubalu in the horse. So Richard Kuhn got surreptitiously handpicked and enjoy all of the endorsement and backing by the president. And this is where I disagree with Mr. Musa Ability. I understand Musa Ability is trying to be political because at some point he may want to vie for the speakership. So he feels he has to create a kind of relationship with the Unity Party people and not make things difficult for himself. But he is a politician, so I'm not surprised at politicians' attitude, especially in the context of Liberia. Politicians do not have character. Politicians, you can trust them. They can say anything at any time. So Musa said, "Oh, the president didn't know that today." They see Musa held a press conference under the rule of law caucus and place blame squarely at the feet of the executive. And then you come back and say, "Oh, you can't blame the president." Blame in as much as we blame the political opposition and their lawmakers, right, for conniving, right, to unseat an opposition speaker, that's one thing. But then you have to look at the vulnerability, right? These guys are financially vulnerable. And in Liberia, the executive controls the envelope, right? So the very executive that kowtow into financially inducing this lawmaker takes the highest burden, and Mr. Boubacar is not going to be vindicated from that. So Musa and his like should save us these kinds of politicized opinions on critical issues that put us on the integrity of our democracy because of their own political desires. No, we're not going to settle for these things. It's unacceptable. But we know from whence they come. But the trouble that's happening is affecting, is disgracing all of us, disgracing the country. So Boubacar undercuts his own government and make the government to look like a laughing stock. And everybody is making fun and making mockery. So they went ahead in their violations after breaking all of the law. The ECOWAS Parliament sent its president and a delegation to intervene. And these young, overzealous, misdirected, limited guys in James Collier and Fode Famulé, right? Real unsavory comments about them, insulted the people and their presence here, and brag about sovereignty and the authority and talking all kinds. I don't know. Jim is supposed to understand what sovereignty is and what it encompasses, because I know so because we sat in class before. And I know the teachers that we all sat under. So So when you see people talk about these things and they're just to be politically correct, for political correctness purposes, they did all of that. Bam. Then they went back to the same ECOWAS and rule of communication and took an illegitimate decision here to remove members, duly elected, certified members of the legislature, simply because these people are not seeing on their side every effort they made to have Samuel Enders, Tai Wongbe, Mema Briggs Mensa on their side to endorse their unconstitutional removal of the speaker, prove a failure until subsequently that Mema started attending their session. They say, oh, okay. So when we grab hold of it in Google, we'll take all of them for their position. We'll suspend the other people. We'll do their own. This is rebellion. This is what a rebel does when the rebel enters the town. It does not do business with anybody who were legitimately occupying their position. They deem them counterproductive and they get them out. And this is the purge that these hooligans of lawmakers were trying to do to our country and extending it beyond the borders into the region, making us a laughing stock. The last time I was watching the Gambian television, the Gambian news, and this was being heralded, and this was being carried. And I was like, how are the audience in Gambia thinking us? Because if you look at the news narrative, and you're like, what representation is the president making of us internationally? This is embarrassing. And all of you not understand it from that standpoint. Why do you subjugate your nationalism to partisanship? And this is absolutely uncalled for. But again, times are hard. People are hungry. People are looking for handout. This beginning, they go, they pass to Moali over and say, hey, Moali, Abu today, blah, 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 man, drive 50, around. Is this how we're going to run the country? And are we all agreeing that Alabama must keep running that way? Is this the knowledge? Is this the understanding that Mr. Boubacar bragged he had? The president is feeling. The president is feeling. He's demonstrating his emptiness, and all of you don't want to accept it. It takes us to speak to the president about these open demonstrations of limitation, ineptitude, and incompetence. Mr. President, your citizens are not seeing anything from you. We've now seen these things, even with the worst as clean. And you say you are coming here as somebody who has got enormous experience in running government, have been around the corridor for years, but you are demonstrating emptiness. Little things you cannot. The first major test to your leadership was this crisis in the House of Representatives, and you failed to mitigate it reasonably. Any last-ditch intervention you made, trust me, and you did not do anything. It took us. If they were finally going to succeed in compromising people like us, maybe you have won the war. And so for those of you that underestimate us and the work we do, trust us. We are the big yes. The biggest impediment to every ill action that this government will want to implement in Liberia, because we will rally the masses, we will expose you, and the people will oppose you. We will expose you, and the people will oppose you. And when the people oppose you, you can't just do anything, because you're not all by yourself, you're for the people. So you see, so that's our power. We have the power to expose your misdeeds and put it clear before the people and say it loud to them, and they're hearing us all over the place. They're listening. They know you're a terrible government. They know you came to steal. There's stealings every day, we are saying, and you want to cripple and undermine check and balance so that you continue to do the budget in any way, form, and manner. And this is exactly why you're doing what you're doing. You fingered the budget because there was a crisis in the legislature. Mr. President, why are you doing? A lot of folks believe that because you're old, you may not necessarily have need for any extra need for money and pleasure and all of these things. But look at what you're doing to the country, right? You ignited the conflict in the legislature and impeded the check and balance authority, right? and work with your partisans and work with them and stole from the budget. You all stole 20 million plus in the 2024 budget. You have not investigated that, and I see somebody open their loud and mouth and talking about, oh, you need to prosecute, you need to prosecute. Who have you prosecuted? Who have this old man prosecuted since he became president? Since he became president, the country has been inundated, overwhelmed with corruption cases, stealing everywhere. Some kind of way, some way, somehow, my own man Azu inside Undo and so but you can blame Azu now. Inside everybody stealing. So I'm not trying to say they're stealing, but I'm just saying there are news about stealing at the NDMA. How did it happen? What happened? Just as there were news about stealing, right? At the Internal Affairs Ministry. You are using contracting to steal from the people. You are using contracting to steal. You're bypassing procurement. And you think all of us should close our mouth on it. So you undermine legislative prudence because you want to be stealing. Let me read the ECOWAS Parliament's response. Major NC, Chief Clerk, House of Representatives, Liberia, Abuja, 7 March 2025. Response to the request for the recall of 3 members of the Liberian delegation to the ECOWAS Parliament. Dear Chief Clerk, I acknowledge receipt of your letter dated February 25, 2025, regarding the recall of 3 members designated by the House of Representatives of Liberia to serve in the ECOWAS Parliament. Following a thorough review of your request, I wish to inform you of the following. Let me finish reading it first. See how they not expose their dullness and spoil the country name. So whoever the Secretary General of the Parliament sat down comfortably and writing to a whole nation legislature like this and said, let me remind you. It said, following a thorough review of your request to your request for the illegal recall, right? I wish to inform you about the following that you should know and you do not know, which is a demonstration of your emptiness. 1. In accordance with Article 18.12 of the Supplementary Act on the enhancement of the powers of ECOWAS Parliament, the mandate of community parliamentarian is set for a fixed term of 4 years. Once designated and sworn in, members cannot be removed or replaced before the expiration of their term, except in the following cases. And you are supposed to be a lawmaker, and you are supposed to be claiming leadership of the legislature. But these basics, you do not research these basics because you are inundated with hate and vengeance, and you think you can run the country on hate and partisanship. You take your partisanship stupidity and carry it at the international level, and this is what is happening to Liberia while your 80-year-old deacon sits and sleeps and does nothing and think he is leading a country. 1. In order to be recalled, the laws of the ECOWAS Parliament says 1. Non-re-election of the member at the national level. That means if he or she went into an election and did not win at the national level, it stands a ground for recall. 2. Death. In the case of death, then you have a ground now to write and say we're recalling. 3. Vaccination through written notification to the president of the ECOWAS Parliament. Vaccination of the member. The member who decide that, oh, they want to resign. And they write a communication to the president of the ECOWAS Parliament These are the means through which you can't just wake up and say, oh, I live in Keba. The president say, I'm going to be a regime speaker. So say I'm a regime speaker. Then you just read a letter. What kind of dumbness is that? Right? So, then 4, certify mental or physical incapacity to perform duties when there are medical reasons or justification, and report to establish that he or she has begun showing physical, mental incapacity to perform the duties as required by the ECOWAS Parliament. Oh yeah, that's a ground for recall. Resignation due to incompatibility. That's another ground for recall. Dismissal by the Parliament for misconduct as provided in the rules of procedure of the ECOWAS Parliament. So in the ECOWAS Parliament, they can decide to dismiss you because they have independent. That's what the law is captioned, right? The Supplementary Act on the enhancement of the power of the ECOWAS Parliament. The power. So they have enhanced their power to a point where they can dismiss you and then they send you home. Then Home Office now will have to send another replacement. Count 2. The honorable members Samuel R. Anders Sr., Moeman Briggs Mensa, and Ta Ze Wongbe do not fall under any of the aforementioned circumstances. Therefore, their replacement cannot be effected. Did you listen to that? This is raising a big question that we'll come to, right? 3. Consequently, because the recall and replacement cannot be effected, consequently, the honorable members of the ECOWAS Parliament will continue to serve their mandate until its expiration, in line with the international commitments of the Republic of Liberia. So help me God. No, but I'm not finished yet. I remain at your disposal for any further clarification and assure you, Mr. Chief Clerk, Mrs. Chief Clerk, or of my highest consideration. So if you get any emptiness, any confusion, limitation, education, you can reach back, and I'm willing and I'm prepared to provide you the needed education and eye opener. Sign, K. Bertin Some, Acting Secretary General for ECOWAS Parliament. Folks, this is how Bouaka, Samuel Koga, Richard Nangwekun, Tomo Fala, they all could have to embarrass our country. So, but what does this communication signals? Again, it brings to question the authority home to take meaningful decision based on questionable legitimacy. What this also says is that our guys who wrote the communication did not know what they were doing and refused, because of partisan arrogance, refused to listen to sound minds as we provided education for them. And they felt for as long as and as much as they enjoyed the orthodox support and endorsement of the president, who is not acting normally, for as long as they enjoy that support, they feel like they can go, they can fly anywhere they lose. They're like bad, they can do anything a pie around. You think if you not respect your law, you not respect yourself, it's just like you in your horse, right? You're in a horse, you can respect a pie, you can respect a man, no respect in the horse, everybody can help cost anybody. Then you move from there, you feel the way your horse is being run. You can jump, you go into other people's house, then you go there, you go start using F words. They say, hey. and they ask the security to pull you out. And you're there standing and say, oh, but I thought they think yeah, to how we can do it. No. Not because your horse is loose. Not because your horse is disorganized. Not because your horse lacks basic training. So that means that is the standard for every other environment. So basically, this is what the parliament is trying to tell us again. Are you getting it? And this is happening because Richard Coon, who failed the people of District Number 11, and because of some political gameplay, got unmeritoriously re-elected some way, somehow, and is very, very unpopular in that place. He can open the phone lines. He has done absolutely nothing for the people. The people are prepared. They cannot even wait to reject him and kick him out and pull him somewhere. Right? So they take their uncouth, ill-mannered actions and try to transcend that to the regional body. The very regional body that came here on mediation talk, and they were insulted by your very members of the majority black. This is serious. Liberia is at a standstill, and all of these crises are happening to the benefit of the executive. You see, there is no proper check and balance in the country. Ministers are stealing, and they're taking money, and they're changing laws, and they're changing regulations, and there is no settled body to checkmate them properly. Did you know that they have increased the vehicle purchasing price in government from $45,000? They have increased it to $60,000, and some say $65,000. You think when you have a legislature where the guys are working fully and they are coming to us and sharing some of these proposals, you think in this critical moment are time for us to take vehicle from $45,000 to $60,000? So who is benefiting from the breakdown? It is not the citizen, but the citizens are being used. Some of you, a few of you are being used. And I'm told, do you think it was actually necessary for Mr. Coon to be having meetings with people in hotel and dishing out money and distributing money for publicity stunt? Do you have to do that to be the speaker of the country? The fact that you're going the extra mile is a signal that even yourself know that there is a problem with what they're putting you to. But how come you're allowing all of this? You're supposed to be reputable to an extent. You're supposed to be reputable to look at things and say, no, man, this thing here, no. But it continues to happen unabated. Now, the ECOWAS Parliament has disgraced Richard Coon, has disgraced Mr. Boakai, and the regional and international backlash are huge. The condemnations are coming from everywhere. Up to now, the U.S. embassy has refused to recognize Mr. Coon, and they do not participate in anything with Coon. The so-called majority black in their meeting room say they were summoning Firestone management and other concessionaires to come before them, and Firestone did not attend. They have not told us why. They've been disrespected. It's on you to either go or not. If you don't go, you're violating new law. So you're not forced to go when they call you. They're illegitimate. You have to know that. Wherever you are on our voice, these buggers are illegitimate and they're only having party meeting. Because basically all they discuss there is partisan and regime politics. And this is not helping the country. This is tearing the countries apart. You listen to Richard Coon loud and clear. When Richard Coon declared himself as a regime speaker, this is dangerous to the format of the country. Because concessionaires and partners are aware, if you do any business with these junta, right, headed by a a dishonorable regime speaker right? Then what happens is that you are making your job, you are making your organization vulnerable when the days of reckonings come, when sanctity is returned to the Liberian legislature, then you'll be subjected to review. And you don't want to go through all of those rigmaroles. You have your lawyers. Your lawyers can advise you. You're not supposed to be doing business with illegal group of people. They're taking money from all of you. They're asking you to give this other money. They are, I'm telling you, for fact, almost all of them that are part of the majority bloc are undertaking some kind of project. Some of them are renovating their homes. Some of them have bought new cars, upgraded cars. Some of them are embarking on different projects. Take your time and look around you. Where are they getting the money from? They're starting it from investors. They're starting it from businesses, Lebanese and Indian people. You think we're not aware? Is that why all of you elected to dishonor the Constitution and launch an insurgency in the national parliament that got us going back and forth? And ECOWAS have disgraced you. Right? To the point where some of you are so embarrassed, you can't even call your own man. You can't even call him speaker. You are not talking, and maybe you're going to start changing it. Because as soon as I say the man, I say, oh, the men get lesson play. Oh, they go, oh, the funk, Bobati lesson play, they pull on the man car. But I say, oh, the man car that bush me, oh, you show all the document. They can show all the document. If you go ahead as a construction company, you go ahead and start doing business with these illegitimate hooligans who are acting ultra-virus, it will render your organization vulnerable. And this is why the expertise of Firestone, they cannot go and sit down under a Richard Coon who struggle for legitimacy and is paying cash everywhere. Imagine, because everything is being run like a partisan thing. Richard Coon was seen yesterday having meeting with Unity Party County chairperson. What the legislature get to do with Unity Party County chairperson? Meeting them for what? And folks, are you seeing the danger that we are in? Why are you running the country like that? Yeah, man, there, concession guru, the man say, under contract law, it is called caveat emptor, which is buyers be aware. Under contract law. So you can't just go ahead and go say, and then Tom, Dick, and Harry sitting somewhere and they say, oh yeah, we'll go sit down under them. No. And that is why Richard Coon is being, and the so-called renegade rebel group, rebel lawmaker. Me, I can call it rebel lawmaker. You get it. Oh, you can get it. You can do me a jink thing. The action was rebellious. The action until the action can be corrected and legitimized. We do not have personal problem with anybody, but we have problem with people trying to hijack. The precedent is so terrible. Then nothing is certain here. You forget about this 6 years here. Going forward, maybe after 10 years, 20 years, people looking at this as a case study, you know what they could do? You know what could happen to Liberia because of your example? Do you know what could happen to Liberia because of this terrible example? And that's what we are standing against. So you can meet us with your contract. You can meet us with your media, whatever. Anything you want to do, you can meet us, but we'll continue to stand with our country. We'll stand with our true conscience. You can cut a speech from us if you want to. You can stop talking to us. You can call any kind of name. We are not bothered by your sentiment. They are all empty sentiment. We are not bothered by it. You see me, I'm very unbothered. I'm a young man, content, I'm very unbothered. I don't care about how you think, about how you feel, because your feelings are so very corrupt. Right? So here now the ECOWAS Parliament say all that thing you're doing in Labrador there, you might not bring that nonsense to. I put it in a simple Labrador way now. You might not bring that nonsense to all. You can respect yourself, respect your law in your country. Yeah, we have laws. So when you say we must do something, we look at our laws. And in keeping what our laws say, we can't do that 1 year. So you go back. These people, they will continue to be here and you can't do nothing about it. So let's see how my good friend who are chest beating will record them, will do, right? It brings a question, like I was telling you. Now, what is the question? The question is, okay, so furthermore, if you do business with an illegitimate group because you think at that point they have some muscles and they're flexing, it has repercussion on your business. So for those of you, businesses and companies that are giving money and you think the so-called majority are doing you any favor, right? These are crisis period, crisis moment. So the case in point is during the Taylor regime and the war period, during the Taylor regime, the conflict 2003 to 1997, 2003, companies who did business with Taylor during that national crisis period, right, could not claim against Liberia because they were dealing illegally. All of the companies who were here doing Taylor Town, doing business, selling all kinds of things, after that period, and Taylor was elected, but because there were crises, and so there were issues in the country about legitimacy and democracy. So everything that happened undemocratically and illegitimately. So these companies had no genuine claim against Liberia after Taylor left the country, because the dealing with Taylor was not under transparent atmosphere. The same thing is happening with the so-called majority black and everything they passing around doing. We just telling you, because we'll cancel all that thing and we'll cancel all. We'll cancel all. I'm telling you, because we will be trying to remake the country. Listen, we will carry Liberia for a spiritual bath as soon as Bouakai disaster is removed. This country will go through some kind of bath. We'll clean this country and we'll sweep all of the mess, all of the stench that you are leaving behind you in your violations, in your breakdown, and everything. We will sweep everything. We'll bring brooms. We'll take, literally, we will move all of you, your SSS, your waste, everything you're living. So we'll clean all of the mess. So if you know you have legit contract with the government of Liberia, not with the regime of Bouakai, but with the government of Liberia, legit contract, you are under no legal obligation to do business illegally. Because if you do, it will invalidate your legality and your standing. When we come here, we'll clean you, we'll sweep you away. I'm telling you, no matter how you put it, any which way you go, the next government that will come in this country, we will be voices, we will communicate. So that one, whether you like it, you not like it, because the change, we are going to bring the change. We are paving the way for the change and get a failure, this deception, this lies, and those thieves, those unrepentant criminals that you recycle and brought them here. They're stealing and providing justifications for their actions. They think they're clever, but all of us, we agree, we are dumb. So we, the dumb people, will come together, we'll take this nonsense, we'll take all of them, we'll sweep them. And so you have to be warned. Don't deal with them. You see, ECOWAS, Parliament, is smart. And anywhere Satan go, and so it's not in kindergarten. Someone and son we used to sing, man, but Satan, when you go somewhere, the pool can be, I can't remember that actually. So, but these are like demons. Anywhere they go, they will be rejected. Anywhere they go, they will be rejected. And that's how the demon is. When the demon jump and go on the other side, the people praying, it will run away. The prayer will reject them. So demons are not welcome in holy places. And this is why the demons were rejected by the ECOWAS parliament, to say the least. Now, on the flip side, we come home now, right? Understanding that they have blundered and they're failing. We have a major decision on our hands. And you know, tomorrow is holiday. I'm not going to be here. Of course, I have to take rest. So the Supreme Court is supposed to be coming out and making decision on the Bill of Information. For all of the clarity that you all deliberately misconstrued, misinterpreted, and misapplied the ruling of the Supreme Court, and use, right, unorthodox voices as a basis to dishonor the Supreme Court's ruling. You all, beginning with the president and all of his cabinet officials, you dishonor the Supreme Court's ruling, which is a slap in your own face. And the president went there yesterday. I heard him say, "Oh, rule of law that I know Pelo TD. You know Pelo, you know Pelo." He said, "Pelo TD, you get Pelo. You get Pelo one before you get Pelo TD. You're not even respecting Pelo. You passing around here, all the things you're doing, all the breakdown, all you see people, children dying, even the conscience, the humility to express sympathy for how your police are killing citizens in the country has not dawned on you, Mr. President. You're supposed to be the elder, man, for God's sake. And this elder is acting like this. It's so very, very disheartening. But I am not surprised. I'm not absolutely surprised. Right? So, and this is to our justices. You have a defining moment upon your hands, particularly the Chief Justice. You all have a defining moment. The world will be watching. Liberians will be all ears, and we will be listening to see what happens. We know a lot of things has happened. I've gotten information that the attempt to guide you, to get you people has not materialized, and that's why the president is doing a last ditch reach out to try to compromise some stuff and blah 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 and blah blah blah. So, like I was saying about all of you that are doing business with the so-called majority black, and all of you holding illegitimate position in our so-called majority black and taking benefits for it, as soon as this thing is corrected, the dust settle, you will always give account. Yeah, if you were joking in the country, yeah. We're not joking, we'll demand it. You all give account. For example, you put yourself in illegal position. You taking money. I say my man Jim Kule and buy truck then. So as soon this ruling comes out, we will collect the truck then from Jim Kule. Of course, it is not a truck. And the means and the position by which you got these trucks were illegitimate. So people can be stealing from the country and hiding it. Say, man, you see how the man went to the Capitol building, you're crying, that truck building you wanted to buy. So how certain people will feel like, because they won't do certain thing and then they relegate the country and something, but then they pass around, they will cajole you and say, we are rescued, don't mind. Anybody who making you feel like they can take an excuse with the CDC for the inactions and everything that's happening now, these people don't have they are not controlled by their good conscience. Something is inducing them. Some of them money, some of them some kind of government contract, all kinds of things. The government contracts are not paying. Let me just break that news for you. You know how many of our friends have contract with the government and they're struggling to get their money? That complete 419 arrangement, 419 thing they put up operating. But the thing about it will catch up with you. So when you are in that state where they say, darling, they will just be stuffing you, managing, stuffing you with the things, and then before you know, they cut off. And they did it with a man. I call him Mr. Thank you very much. I had to rescue the man, find copy for him before they call him. So this is it. So the moment people are up our Moisa and they know we're talking about it, because they want to prove us wrong, they will all they can improve. You see? But that is only happening for you or with you because of us. It's a breakdown. Mr. Richard Kuhn is not speaker. He has never been speaker. He has been an impostor. And backed by the autocratic Bwaka, who has always, and Bwaka has never hidden his desire to have a unity party or a Bwaka handpicked puppet as Speaker of the House. He has never hidden that. He made very clear before the election that Fonati Kofa won democratically. We saw what he did. Promises that development to your district. If you support Richard Kuhn, I will carry development. You support, I will not carry development. 25,000. All these things we were witness to it. We saw them, we heard them, we read about them. They happen right here. But yet still, Fonati won. And Fonati, for the most part, became very, very collaborative. Became very collaborative. And as collaborative as he was, what did Bwaka do? Bwaka exploited Fonati's collaboration for his selfish desire to have a rubber stamp speaker preside over the national legislature that would just see all their things going through unchecked. What did he do? Took the man from here, carried the man to the Vatican. They are there in the Vatican, and he's on the phone plotting with Richard Kuhn, Samuel Koga, and other people, giving instruction to the Ministry of Finance to give them money to go and lodge in the RLJ hotel, and they launched the removal of Fonati Kofa. Are you kidding me? But anyway, that's on them. That's their politics. You know, politicians have always told you, don't believe politicians. And, you know, they can do any kind of thing. And of course, you don't want to give it up for Bwaka. Bwaka, who's prepared to dance with the devil after being a deacon. And he sat down and said, oh, I can dance with the devil. That is a turn off point. That's a turn off right there. That man is supposed to be a godly man. But the man say, in pursuit of a desperate desire for Labour presidency, I want to dance with the devil. So he welcomes the devil. He accepts the devil for once. So at that point, he sees the devil as his redeemer. So that kind of man, you won't go waste your time. That devil man, complete devil's man. Complete devil's man. So these are some of the issues that are holding the country back, and you're hearing about all of the different we're hearing about all of the different stealings in the country. So you see the correlation between the breakdown in our democratic governance and, of course, the massive lootings that's happening across different agencies and ministries of government. The very time where the legislature is being plunged into crisis, and then we're hearing all kinds of ill dealings with our national budget, right? Alteration of numbers, right? Unaccountable figures placed in the alternate. How do you put in the alternate that you tell American people that, oh, you spent 17 million for confirmation hearings? And in actuality, the Senate did not receive any penny in that regard. But you put it there because people are not looking at the budget. You have ignited a conflict in the legislature. But yet still, you still have people with the fortitude to be talking about transparency in such a government. This is broad day thievery. Open stealing.
And that's why you're not going to have medication in your hospitals. And that's why you're not going to have a stable electricity. You're not going to have it because the resources that are supposed to be invested in these areas are being stolen by a few and covered up. But look, and I like the audacity when all of you are saying, oh, you know, let's leave United Party on a road and let's go after CDC people and investigate them and carry the other person to jail. Look, the same rope that tie monkey or baboon will tie, you know, any which way, vice versa. So if you are stealing, all of you, because you are planning to steal from the country, and as soon 2028 reach, you buy a ticket, you and your family, you run away from Liberia. That is what you are planning, and that's why you think you can do what you can do. And this narrative among you that, look, you can demoralize the political opposition by incarcerating prominent figures, particularly from the CDC. You're wasting your time. From how we have seen and what we have understood from the CDC, they are united by their commonalities. They have things in common. A lot of them are from the same class, and they have class identity. So for them, they take on to the CDC as an institution, an embodiment of their aspirations, or the reflection of who they are and where they belong, for the most part. So they are not in CDC because Jangako is there and Jangako was a comptroller. Absolutely not. So you can take Jangako, you put it down, you put a fee up like a business. Nobody cares. Sedition will remain sedition. And this is the thing. So how you don't get that is so mind-boggling. So you can go ahead, you grab what you take anybody, you put in inside the water, you go outside, then you come down. No. You may not identify the institutional nature of the CDC until you come close and go down there. If you think it's individualized, you will see clearly that a lot of those folks way down there have got zero connection or knowledge of Mr. Weah, but yet they are very committed, ardently committed to the CDC. And they do not see, they have voted people they do not know simply because these people are CDC people. So it is not, you don't threaten that kind of party's existence by state managed judicial processes to target a few. It is the CDC that made these people. It is the CDC that made Samuel Tuah, gave Samuel Tuah the voice he has. So CDC does not die because Samuel Tuah has been frivolously incarcerated by a narcissist regime that is bent on partisanship and all that, right? CDC does not lose taste because you have designated an illegitimate group passing around and lying on people and stealing money, right? You say asset recovery. For as long as the full executive order asset recovery posts cannot be investigated, especially when members from that same asset recovery team came to the public, we did not coerce them, we did not beat them behind. They came out clearly and told the world that look, the asset recovery is rotting. So stealing happening here. 900 and plus thousand of taxpayers' money were put there, no accountability, but these buggers are passing around, so they're looking for accountability. Bouakai is igniting crisis in the legislature so that he will allow ways for people to steal. That's still happening in the country. There are two major things that Bouakai has brought since he became president. The two major things are happening now, so far. The proliferation of gay right debate and the campaign to legitimize gay right. That number one. Number two, they own control stealings and lootings across the government. So what is the status with the guys? You know, we will keep mounting pressure and we put them under pressure and they will have to do something even though they do not do it fairly, right? All of the suspension, it is us. Because you can't do without us. We have the biggest followings in the country. We have the ears of the Liberian people. So once we insist on anything, the government forced to do it. So you see us sounding here like we're breaking government. We're challenging them. I am basically challenging them. I'm telling you, you don't have to. I don't even care about your likeness, but I'm telling you, you have to accept what I do because we control the airwaves. We control the people. We talk to them. They listen to us. So when we insist on anything, you're forced to do it. So you went ahead, the people, your government people stole refugee money, displaced people. Up to now, these people are helter-skelter. We do not know what happened. 1 million and change. Your people stole it from the Ghanaian refugees that were repatriated. And the sleepyhead president said he suspended them. What is the status of it? What is accountability? What's restitution? This is what you call addressing financial malpractice. You're cherry picking and wasting the people's time, and then you say you're a serious government. Let's see what happens. Do you support folks? And what happens if the Supreme Court interprets clearly? And I will enjoin the Supreme Court to be as simple as possible so that Musa will know and hear what it means. Saying they say ultra-virus is too big, right? The Supreme Court will simplify ultra-virus and provide an explanation for all of us. And clearly, it's going to declare Richard Kun. But Richard Kun not even subject that we're wasting our time on. Right? So let's take calls on these and other issues. We're having these conversations in ways that they will multiply impact. 0776 104 104 086 500 104 plus 231 86 500 104. My name is Abu Sherry. This is the Freedom Money Rise on Freedom 87.9. And so we just take some calls. Let's hear what the folks think about it. Good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Abu, and good morning to Ega.
Good morning. Hey guys, not here today.
Oh, okay. Thank you. My name is Clinton Kawi, and First, I want to applaud for your talking points this morning. You guys are our breakfast. We actually admire the work you people are doing under this kind of more intense atmosphere, and you continue to fill up with information. I want to say thank you so much. It is my debut on your program, and I will continue to call in to make my contribution. Okay, here is the point, Abu. I nothing, but we continue to play both from the majority bloc after the ruling of the Supreme Court. Just mark my word and take it to account Great Bank. Those guys, they are strategizing and their hair are up because they get backing of a vice president that go to America and talk loosely. Can you imagine a vice president of the Republic of Liberia responding to Yemi Kwe, calling him talk? Anybody can talk it. Do you know that the vice president 100% supporting these people?
Well, is it the executive interview that he is having, the exclusive interview having the money?
Yeah. Yeah, the vice president. The vice president interview is embarrassing and clearly brought out his heavy hand that he's supporting these people. Can you imagine? So what do you expect? These people, all the things I hear Joseph Brother doing, calling political, my man, nobody will listen to that thing for their resolve.
Okay.
They will not listen to the Supreme Court.
That's on them. All right, thank you very much. That's on them. And of course, the child who say, ma, honestly, the child too, honestly. So that's exactly what's going. So let's see. We'll go 1 year. We'll go the second year, and let's see what happens. Good morning.
Good morning. It's Noel Tupac calling from Soaking Community.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much this morning for your analysis. I want to say that, in Liberia, we got to say that you can plot the new map on the old map. But I would like to say that not all old map you plot new map for. So old map are very terrible.
Mm-hmm.
That will not even do better for you.
Yeah, it can hold. Water now erode the map, everything. Yeah.
Even Mr. Parker, let me from Mr. Parker is an error to this country when it comes to leadership.
Mm.
If you just go in and say yes, the person has all knowledge is lie. Parker is lie on my study. Parker is a Parker in the presidency. He doesn't know his function. And when it comes to racial corn issue, let me friend, not even racial corn zone. It doesn't mean so. If the Supreme Court will rule contrary from his interpretation and previous interpretation, he should resign. As well, because he's bringing trouble in his country. He don't love the country. He can't put the country into crisis. In Liberia was like peaceful, but now the country could turn around because of his interpretation.
Okay.
He don't know the photo virus. Then that's why you resign.
All right. Thank you very much. Liberia, it's just, clearly, folks. Whether you accept it or not, Liberia is running so loosely with no respect for the rule of law. So people can go ahead by their whims and caprice and do just what is that. We will run the country by people will now. Hello, good morning. Let's hear you.
Yeah, good morning to everybody and good morning to my people of the Republic of Liberia and good morning to you there, Augustine Williams.
No, this is Abu Sherry Alfonso.
I did join this conversation this morning from a peaceful resident to be benefited from a community within District number 10 relatively road. Thank you for the platform you have provided for Liberian people this morning. Very interesting and very, very beneficial for all Liberians. So for my suggestion, I think we are getting tired and very, very frustrated with our 55th legislators. So if the Constitution has amendment that would put in resignation for the 55 legislature,
to disband the entire 55th legislature, House of Representatives.
Yes,
I don't know if there are legal possibility to that.
My brother, anything that was sworn against, who is also against George Manuel, we are going to predictable resignation. You know what? I brought it next. I put it everything is repeated. Correct, President. Only one of President Joseph Imabaka. It's so frustrating. It's someone that's taking to the brand. Many people are suffering in this country, but they when I hear no information, only discouraging information. For expression, but they are not representing and they have no responsibility.
When they woke up in the grave, anything can happen.
And they are not performing as this, so they're not going to be taking pay. And the higher somebody and the job fire there and not taking pay. So that's what they are doing this way. So we need to change the state legislature because they're not in the interest of the people. They are there for the 7 days and 7 motives. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Maybe, just maybe, when we change the president, the problems will be solved. I don't know. I'm just saying, just maybe, right? Sometimes the fish gets rotting from the head. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Abu. Last night I was listening and listening to Woody in limitation of understanding of government. Radio platform. So, you could see the limitation and of understanding law because all of the panelists were telling how much about 10 person telling you whether it was wrong? Educated people, and you just sit there and stop. I believe all issues that you have no idea to win. But when you send people to us here,
Next time when you get opportunity to vote, you'll be voting. Thank God that freedom can read one country. So we already know. So, but yes, more calls. Good morning.
Morning, yeah.
Morning.
I'm calling from my resident.
Well, what is your name? Go ahead, Mr. Clark.
Okay. Most especially, they are following you because every time you guys come out and say no, this is right, and at the end of the day, we will notice that it's not right. These are the reasons which some of all we talk, always arguing in the street. We always get it there. We always relate the issue to them. We have everything in there.
Mm-hmm. Your line is bad. I don't know. Good morning.
Hello?
Your line is breaking. Well, go ahead.
Yeah, people to us do not listen to this.
Oh my God, you have to change your location. I'm trying hard, but your line. Okay, so let's take more calls. 0776 104 104 086 500 104 plus 231 86 500 104 are the numbers to call. Let's hear from this person here. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Abu Sharif.
Good morning.
Well, my name is Mohammed Bonzo Fofana Jr. I think joining from the Samara draft area. Mr. Sharif, let me tell this morning to all the audience.
Better gone off. Yes, okay, this other line here. Mohammed, you dropped off. I didn't cut you off. Good morning.
Good morning to
morning.
Mm-hmm. I join you. I'm here resident. I appreciate it. Good morning. I want to say thank you for highlighting the person who only happens about Nigeria. I write that change off because I see that it's doing well for this country. I'm going to pay them back in a change. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let me go to the diaspora and pick some calls. Beginning with Amos Morris. Amos.
Yeah, Abu, I'm back again, man. Let's see, Abu. The letter from the ECOWAS code to our lawmakers, it's a disgrace, an embarrassing situation for our country. Okay? Abu, you will be surprised. I don't know whether you following the video training about our vice president being interviewed last night, I think by Timothy George or somebody. Abu, it tells you that these people are intentionally destroying our country. Found that video on his media this morning and listen to the vice president explaining the breakdown of the rule of law in our country.
Mm-hmm.
So it means the vice president is aware of these things, but because he's subject to
but Amos, who is not aware? Who does not have eyes to see what is happening in the country?
Right, I agree. But for this man, the embarrassment caused our vice president 2 days ago sharpen his mind to know that Liberians are not sleeping anymore. He's embarrassed being in the U.S. here, so he forced now to spill the bean. Okay? For this man to speak and sound the way he sounded last night, it tells you that everything the guys are doing in the country, even when they get right thing, is intentional. That's why they are subjecting our family and people to poverty, to accept anything from them in our country. But listen, Abu, 2029 or even before 2029, there's a rapture of God is descending upon our nation. God himself going to take care of these people. And we all know the punishment for wickedness.
My brother, nothing to prophet do. Okay, Prophet Amos. But I prophet say.
No, it's biblical.
Okay.
It's biblical. It may take time, but it will come to pass that these people that are descending on God's children will get their pay for what they are doing to that nation. God has a plan for that nation. But because of the brought of these wicked people in this election that we all witnessed and partaken in, and we saw what happened.
Mm-hmm.
And after winning election to today, the country cannot move on the right path. The government cannot govern in the right direction. It tells you that God is winning out all the bad apples among the good apples. So listen, it will be tough. People will die because there's no medication in the hospital. But at the end of the day, the strongest shall survive. I rest on that, Abu. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very kindly. And there was an act of honesty demonstrated by one of us in the face of all of the hardship. There are still people with integrity here, unlike those hooligans, Yago Ilaya, say that leaders, so those thieves, criminals. So a young man shared this on social media, and I want to read. Is Kalifala M. Donzo. Says at about 1:15 p.m., I visited a bank with her, so he did not mention the bank's name, in Central Monrovia to deposit money into an LD account. After the transaction was processed, I headed to the Salafia Mosque on Front Street, formerly Kinsara Bozo Street, to perform the Zuhr prayer. After prayer, I checked my phone for a transaction alert and was surprised to see that the teller had mistakenly credited my account with 40,000 United States dollars. With curiosity, I verified my account balance and confirmed the unexpected amount. It was a remarkable moment for me, as I had never earned such a sum in my life. Feeling a sense of responsibility, I quickly returned to the bank to address the issue. Upon my arrival, however, I realized that the banking hours had elapsed. I approached the security guard and explained the importance of my situation, respectfully asking to speak with the teller. After some persistence and sincere appeal, he kindly granted me permission. I met with the teller, still holding on to the joy of doing the right thing. I explained the error, and she promptly verified the transaction. Understanding the importance of correcting the mistake, she withdrew the 40,000 US dollars from my account and communicated my action to the bank manager. They expressed gratitude sincerely, which meant a lot to me. I felt a sense of fulfillment in choosing integrity over personal gain. The values instilled in me by my parents and faith have always emphasized ethics and honesty. I firmly believe that a mistake made by someone should never become an opportunity for wrongdoing. Folks, these are the kind of exemplary character that must be holding leadership in the country. People who will reference family upbringing, parental training, spiritual discipline when they are confronted with temptation. Unlike the caliber of people we have in leadership who see public service as stealing. This is it. Young man in his whole life, he has never even seen 20,000 cash or 10,000 cash. Man went to put a little small liberty in your phone, in your account. The teller there, the country confused now. Everybody under pressure. Made a mistake and credited a man with $40,000 US. some of us will be running to go to Europe and doing other things in people money. And there's a key line that interests me in the guy's narrative. He said he took the decision to return to the bank and explain this simply because the values instilled in him by his parents and fit the value instilled in him by his parents and his religious training, right, have always emphasized ethics and honesty. So how many of us would rather do this for the most part in this economy? Like that seeking fulfill, that all that thing else for the country. Dishonest. Sometimes you go buy something somewhere. Somebody giving you your change. Sometimes they make mistake, they give you the same money back. Some of you can't carry back. But anyway, we like to say thanks to Mr. Kalifala M. Donzo. I know him personally. He's a friend. He's a young brother. And I think this was quite character on his part. And we hope a lot of the young folks out there will endeavor to earn legitimately for themselves and not use other people's misfortune as an opportunity and exploit other people. That lady who have run into $40,000 trouble. You know how long she was going to work for that bank to pay that $40,000? And every time she's going to be paying that, she's going to be grieving. And as she's grieving, she's swearing. So you see, sometimes some of you are out there, you're trying to make it. Dishonesty is terrible. Live an honest life. Live a life of integrity. Take what belongs to you and do not take what does not belong to you. They life get plenty of trouble already. Don't carry somebody on trouble on your head. Then you be talking, oh, I need prayer. Oh, you move from one prayer band to the other prayer band. Stay, your problem can be solved because your life is dishonest. So like Emmanuel Talu did, maybe if President Weah was president now, he would have recognized this and given it some national recognition. I do not know whether this Baptist Deacon cares about these things. I can guarantee you that. But at least we think this is an example, and we ought to do this. So let me take two more calls. Time is fast spent. Hello, my friend. Yeah. Good morning. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Abu, for the effort and the work.
Go ahead. Why your line is so terrible? I don't know. I think
employee or immigrant. You know what Mr. Bogana do it? Because he is not a man with integrity. Under integrity and war, integrity happen.
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm getting you.
Okay, thank you. Under integrity, personality and war, integrity happen. When I labor from Nimakande for that money, people say, oh, it was not something that we have to pay attention to.
All right, thank you very kindly. I think at least you made a point. So let's take the last. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, brother.
Good morning.
Yeah, my new house and call for Singer Bell. You see, the California issue is someone what to listen to. But you should remember that people that are having that but so after
oh, yeah. So you mean, yeah. So you think it's because of the fast money he carry back? But at least he carry back, man. No. Wait, the training is not. No. I come in now. No, but what about Emmanuel Talu? Emmanuel Talu that carry. What about Emmanuel Talu that carry Umba? Emmanuel Talu was not fasting, he carry Umba. So it's not about fast more or not.
No. The Muslims who fast do anything unworthy. They can take 11 months to do anything but that 1 month.
No. It doesn't work like that, my friend. But anyway, it's a view, but it doesn't work like that. The Trinity is something you live with. So if you choose to do things, the other way around, that's on you. But it is not like only fast mode you can do bad thing. But no. That's not Islam. That's incorrect. So basically, integrity people are integrity people. And they're found everywhere. Emmanuel Talu wasn't a Muslim, isn't a Muslim. But the young man did that. And there's several other people that have done these things. So we might not always find a way to. But anyway, folks, my name is Abu Sharin. This is how we like to leave you on the Freedom Morning Ras. Tomorrow is holiday. It's Decoration Day. You all are supposed to go out there to pay some respect to the dead ones, clean the graves, and pray for the dead. So I wish all of you all of the best. We're going to be here after those moments to engage. My name is Abu Sharif. Until we meet, to have yourself a wonderful time. Bye-bye.